The other really big story that happened this week was Peter Dinklage had a lot to say about the new Snow White movie.
I saw that.
Jess, you might have to look that up because I didn't really.
I saw the headlines.
I can imagine what his issues are with it.
What are his issues?
Well,
I didn't know there was a new Snow White movie. I think I saw like a headline that had Peter Dinklage, like it said what Peter Dinklage thinks about, and then trailed off as like a clickbait thing.
Yeah. So
like it sucked. I was like, I bet I don't care. But
so I think the statement that he made, he was like, the movie is progressive enough to hire a Latina Snow White, but it's not progressive enough to realize that the way that they. I'm paraphrasing right now.
But Disney came out and said though that they were going to take a different route with the dwarves, because I remember being like in my head when I saw the headline, I was like, oh, they better do like the Saved by the Bell Seven Dwarfs where Zach and Slater were rapping the songs instead of
what? The issue. What is his issue? That like they weren't going to hire like little people to be the dwarves, or that they were going to keep them?
I don't know. I think it's that they're living in a cave. I'm reading it now, but it's
they're
like
living in a cave.
Well, they live in a house.
Yeah,
traditional. They might.
I thought they lived in a cave.
No, they work in a cave. And Snow White Brit. This is really weird because I did just like have a lot of thoughts about like the Disney Snow White, like the original one, the other night in a text group. And now I'm talking about it here.
You guys were just chatting about Snow White?
I was chatting about Snow White because I had the initial thought was like, why did the evil queen choose to look like a fucking wild-eyed crone to get Snow White's trust? Because that just doesn't seem like a likely character. And then I was like, oh, because she's really well aware that in that entire movie, Snow White's a fucking idiot. But no, they live in a house. They work, they mine in a mountain, and then they come home and Snow White's like in one of their beds asleep, and they almost kill her.
So his information's wrong then, because his exact quote is, it says, take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. You're progressive in one way, and you're still making that fucking backwards story about seven dwarves living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? That was his quote. And then he said, have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough.
Yeah.
So he's misinformed.
And so unless, well, I don't know if this is like a live action one.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Maybe they made them live in a cave. I don't fucking know. But
so maybe he just he's not aware of what the movie's doing.
I think so, because then there's like a spokesperson from Disney said, to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these seven characters, which is what I was saying, and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. We look forward to sharing more as film heads into production, blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
they live in a house, though. It finds a house in the woods with the help of, once again, I just was thinking about this dumb shit, with the help of like small woodland creatures. It looks like Eric froze on my screen.
Oh, he froze on mine too.
Eric's just gone.
The host is gone.
Oh God. It's a good screenshot though.
It really is. Eric.
On the timer. Oh God.
I'm going to text him.
Yeah, he's probably just like, what the fuck? Why isn't anyone talking to me?
I love how he always is like, oh, Wi-Fi. I'm going to get you guys better Wi-Fi. And then anytime it's his.
Well, he made you the host, fortunately.
Oh my God. Did you read the text?
No, what did he say?
His laptop died.
What? I guarantee it was unplugged.
Yeah, I know. Well, our host is gone. While the host is away, the mice will play.
This sucks. All right, so at roughly the 27-minute mark, I guess I'll start it so we know where it roughly ends too. So roughly the 27.5-minute mark is where we'll have to make a cut.
Can you invite him? Because I can't find his contact.
No, yeah, he said the same. I just invited him, but it won't matter until he's there. He is.
There he is.
Anyway, so you were saying he lives in a house.
Christ, Eric. You didn't have it.
Should I cut that out or should I?
No, just keep it in. Fuck it.
Like a minute long. I guess it's fine. But
it's fine.
Yeah, they live.
Welcome back to the Hold for Everything podcast.
my it didn't die. It just
animals. Like
I'm not really understanding what is he just mad that they're doing the movie? Like, I don't get.
He's mad that the dwarves live in a, like, it's, yeah.
But why would he go out of his way? Sorry, Jake. Go ahead.
Live action is different.
So here's another quote. It says, "You do have to make a living. I do not fault anyone else who makes choices to play characters that they wish they hadn't, because at the end of the day, none of us are happy with our jobs all the time." So I guess he thinks it's offensive.
What, though? The fact that there's dwarves?
The fact that there's dwarves, the way that they act, I guess. Like the whole...
He hasn't seen the movie yet. I haven't seen the movie. I don't even know.
Understood. I saw a lot of stuff of people being like, is this just like a publicity stunt where he's saying stuff to get a headline because he's kind of irrelevant now? I did see that.
I think that's a little much. I wouldn't say he's irrelevant. He just also...
I mean, he's kind of irrelevant now. And also, you know, like, who the hell? I bet you if you went up to any type of Gen Z kid, they wouldn't know who Peter Dinklage is.
I think Game of Thrones was big enough where they would know who he is if I showed them a picture, at least.
I don't think so. Game of Thrones was a while ago already.
But also, I think he's made his money.
Just sent a picture of the house.
Yeah. I just it's not.
Can we share that to the screen?
Yes.
They work in a cave. But I don't think that's his real point. I think he was just talking about stereotypes and shit. But I guess I still... Yeah, that's gross. I guess it's next to a cave. It's next to where they work. But
if you're listening on the audio, we're looking at a picture of Snow White's house or the dwarf's house next to Snow White's house.
No,
we're looking at the cave.
Cute.
Snow White is royalty. She's this fucking daughter of the evil queen.
I mean, if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, that's what we're looking at right now.
It does. That really does look like that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I disagree with the Gen Z thing because the older Gen Z people are like 23, 24 years old now. And that just means they would have been in high school when it was on.
Which they probably watched.
I think good chance. Like,
okay, that's fair.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I get that. Like, and especially how trash Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah.
I bet like beyond like the older fourth of Gen Z, it stops being relevant as like a film. Maybe it might be as a book because people still talk about George R.R. Martin and whether or not he's ever going to release the rest of it. But yeah, it's amazing.
The rest of what?
The books
of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's not finished with it. There's, I think, at least 2 more.
He's definitely going to die before it's over, though, for sure.
I mean, the last ones he came out with, he released 2 at a time, so he might be working
on both of them. But didn't he? I mean, this is a side note, I guess, not about the podcast, but didn't he? It's not film or TV related, but didn't he like pass it off to somebody just in case he does die? Like somebody has the full idea just in case he does pass away before the books come out. I remember that being a thing.
Could be. I don't remember. But anyway, talk about fucking books.
Well, yeah, that's totally what he's mad about. I just pulled up every other article, and it pretty much he's just mad that it's dwarves living in a cave. So he's a little misinformed.
But also, why would you jump to that conclusion when you haven't seen the movie?
Yeah,
like you know that it's 2022, and you know that people are gonna fucking be pissed about this everything. So you would imagine that this movie is gonna do everything that it can to not be. And they did
cast a Latina Snow White. So like She's funny as hell, by the way, on Twitter.
I'm offended by that. Snow White is not Latina. Anyway.
Thanks.
Great point, Eric.
Thanks. Welcome to Over Everything podcast.
I mean, I could see like the Oompa Loompas. I could see how that's an offensive role.
Oompa Loompas are hilarious. What's wrong?
Oompa Loompas scare the shit out of me.
Who did they hire for the job?
What?
Well, that's the point. You saying
those
that
people
is
say yes? Yes, they did.
That quote that I read before was his point. Like, you take jobs that you don't want to do just to get them, which I get it, but like, I don't think this is the same.
Bro, nobody works as an Oompa Loompa and thinks that's their big break. You do it because it pays money. And
I think if for like little people that are trying to be actors, I don't think a lot of them think that there is a big break, and the disgruntled is because that's only those types of roles.
Yeah,
like, that's the only shit they'll ever like be offered in the eyes of like the big productions, at least. And that's frustrating to be like always reduced to these kind of roles, which I would get, but apparently that's not what Peter Dinklage said. So
yeah, right. Like that's exactly it. Like I just think his point is, I don't know, misinformed or
pedantic, because I think I do think I understand the sentiment behind what he's saying, but like
maybe it was. I mean, it was on a.
They don't live in a cave.
It wasn't a podcast though, so maybe somebody just asked him a question and he was like angrily answering. Like he maybe has no prior information. It's not like he came out of nowhere. He just woke up one day and was like, "Yo, fuck this movie."
Yeah.
So I mean,
you're right. I mean, look at me and you didn't know they didn't live in a cave.
I don't remember Snow White. I just remember those 7 doors and
I remember a little bit of Snow White. Like I remember like the whole apple situation and like the evil queen and the mirror on the wall. I don't remember.
The queen is hot. I remember that too.
The issue is that the queen isn't as hot as her fucking teenage daughter, according to a mirror that she owns. So like, that's the whole premise of the movie. This is why I think about it, is because it's wild from the jump. The whole premise is like the mirror that's told her that she's hot for the past decades. Like, actually, it's your fucking daughter's hot now, bro. Sorry to tell you. And she
anyways,
that.
I hope that they have the rapping 7 doors like they did on Saved by the Bell. That's what I hope.
Hold for Everything podcast.